are you preparing yourself for what's coming while you're still reaping in the harvest right now, right? Are you preparing yourself, right, for what could come, for what's coming, for the changes that could happen to the market while you're still making sure you get all there is to get, squeezing all the juice there is to squeeze in this current market? Are you doing what you need to be doing to protect you, yourself, and your family? What's going on, guys? This is Adam, CEO and founder of Uprise Real Estate Partners. I hope you guys are doing well. As you guys know, here the most important thing is not company brand. It is about you, your business, and that's what we focus on, helping you guys scale and grow your real estate businesses. So what I want to do is I want to go over a couple of things. I want to go over two myths that realtors and real estate agents and really the industry, two myths that the industry promotes that says that you need to have these two things for your business to prosper, for your business to grow, right? They sound good, they look flashy, but in reality, they're not the pillars that your business needs to be founded on, right? And then I want to go over in this video later on, before we finish, is two things that you will want to consider having with yourself and in your business to make sure that you and your business and your income and your future is secured and has a solid foundation to withstand what's to come with the economy, with America, with the real estate market, and things and other things that come with that. So let's get into it. So what's funny, guys, is I got into real estate in the last crash back in 2009, and so what's interesting is, just being an entrepreneur and growing as well. I'm looking to other mentors that have been in the space that are way older than me, in the space of real estate investing, growing and scaling businesses, investing in commodities and precious metals and the stock market and things of that nature, right? And what's funny is I'm hearing these guys that are 60, 78, years old, and they're talking about patterns, and they're saying how everyone in our generation is saying all these things are new, and this is going to go on forever, and this and that. But they're saying, no, we've seen this pattern before. We've seen it twice, maybe we've seen it three times, and we now have the experience and the wisdom and how to make decisions that are going to allow us to prosper and do well during these times, right? And so it's funny, we never want to get older, right? But as you get older, if you're paying attention, if you're engaged in the game, if you're on the field, if you got your jersey on, you will notice patterns and you will see things and get experience that you can then apply later on in your life and take advantage of those things. And so me, I'm only, turning 37 years old this month, but like I said, I've been in real estate since the last crash. I've seen it at its rock bottom, right? And seen everything since, up and down, from retail real estate to investing to all aspects of real estate. And so, and I've owned companies, so I really have my pulse on the market as well. And so, what's funny is now I'm starting to see patterns. Now I'm starting to see and hear people speak as if they think this is going to last forever. And so, it got me thinking. I'm like, man, how many realtors and how many agents are so focused on how good it is right now, and just being just putting their entire focus on getting what they can right now, but not preparing themselves for the change that's coming, for the market shifts that are coming. They're not preparing themselves for the ups and downs of the American economy over the next, year to 5 years to 10 years, and then some. And so that's the reason for this video. And so what I want to remind you guys is, yes, go out and get what you can get. When the getting's good, get it, right? Like they say, when it's time to get a harvest, you focus on getting that harvest. And for those of you that don't understand farming or biblical terms or things of nature, a harvest is great because you're seeing the fruit of your works, but don't get it twisted. Getting a harvest, reaping a harvest is hard work, because you got to go out in the field and get it. You got to go out in the field and bring it in. And that's hard work. And it's usually in the spring and summertime, and it's hot outside, right? And so you got to go and get it. So if you are not tired at the end of your weeks, if you're not tired at the end of your days, then what you need to be asking yourself is, are you not getting as much as you should be getting during this season, during this harvest season? Because it is a harvest season, right? And so just something for you to think about. But one thing I want you to understand, I remember my mentor, one of my mentors, great lady, owned multiple businesses, invested in real estate. was a multi-millionaire back in 2012, 2012, 2013. I remember her telling me this, and it said, the best thing about success, I'm sorry, it said the worst thing about success is a little bit. The worst thing about success is a little bit, because you get a little bit of success and you stop doing the things that made you successful, right? Or you get a little bit of success and you stop doing the personal growth and developing what we're going to talk about later, the things you need to continue to develop as a leader, as a business owner, and being a better person, right? And so the worst thing about success is a little bit, right? Another thing she would often say is, um, nothing lasts forever in the form that it's currently in, or nothing lasts forever in the shape that it's currently in, right? And what I mean by that is, if you say, man, the stock market's going up and up and up and up, well, history tells you time and time again, it does not keep going up and up and up. There will be a point where it comes down and it goes up. It comes down and it goes up. Now, over the history of the stock market, does it progressively go up? Of course, because things just naturally, go up, right? But in terms of, are things going to be always good, and everything's going to keep going up in the stock market, and whatever you invest in the stock market is going to make a profit? No, at some point it's going to correct. At some point it's going to come down. At some point, think about life. Think about your own body. You breathe in and out. You exhale and you inhale. You exhale and you inhale. And if you know the stock market, and you know the real estate market, and you know the U.S. economy, you know economies in general, you know that life breathes in and it breathes out. It inhales and it exhales. It puffs up and it contracts, right? It puffs up and it contracts. And you can look at multiple things just in life from a biology standpoint and see that that is true. And so our economy, our markets, it's no different. They puff up and they contract. They puff up and they contract, right? And so we have been in a puff up kind of phase of our real estate market. And so a lot of you guys are, just being honest, you love it. You love it because everything's coming easy to you. It's easy for you to pick up clients. It's easy for you to close deals. It's easy for you to make money. You're wondering why you didn't do this 10 years ago. Everything's coming easy to you. And what I say is, look, go for it. Go get it. But don't be mistaken thinking that everything the way it currently is going to stay the way it is, and there's not going to be a shift, change, correction, up, down, left, right, and there's not going to be some things that you're going to have to adjust to, adapt to, and pivot to. Look at last year, right? Look at last year. There are people that were not sound, their businesses were not prepared from a technology standpoint, and they were working their business, and when COVID hit, they pretty much shut down. Right? They pretty much had to shut down, right? Things were going up and then it didn't, right? And then what happened? It pivoted a different direction. So there's those of you guys who have done well, done even better since COVID hit, right? And you're doing great. It's puffing up and puffing up and puffing up, but don't get it twisted. At some point, things will shift and change and move, and all of a sudden you'll be forced to adapt. You'll be forced to reallocate what you're doing, because how you were getting business or how things were coming so easy to you just aren't coming as easy as they used to be. And so I just want to share these things with you guys, some patterns that I hear time and time again, the industry pushes, that I don't believe are in the best interest of realtors, that I don't believe are in the best interest of real estate agents, but they're more so in the best interest of the vendors and the people in the industry. They're just looking to make money off of us. And so number one, the first thing is that everything lasts forever. This is going to last forever. If I'm making this amount of money, it's going to last forever. If I'm getting business this way in Facebook, it's going to last forever. If I'm getting business from Zillow this way, it's going to last forever. If I'm getting business this way, it's going to last forever. It's going to last forever. You talk to most real estate agents, anytime you like I said, I got into real estate back in 2009. When you look at a lot of the things brokers and people in the industry were saying in 2006, 2005, 2006, 2007, leading up to the crash, they were all saying there's not going to be no crash. They were all saying everything's going to last forever. They were all saying this is great. It's going to keep going. This is the best, still the best time to buy a house, still the best time to do whatever. They're all saying it. Now, I'm not saying that they couldn't find some evidence to support what they were saying. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they did it ill will, right? They did it intentionally, right? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that it's very rare do you hear people in our industry actually tell the truth and talk about the risk that potentially can come and distort what's going on with your business, right? Very rarely do you have that happening in real estate, right? So I don't care what your opinion is, whether you think a crash is going to happen, whether you think a correction is going to happen, whether you think things are going to slow down, whether you think things are going to pivot or shift. I don't really care what your opinion is. The question of today is, are you preparing yourself for what could come? Right? If you think everything's gonna be great for the next year or two, that's wonderful, that's great. But still, are you preparing yourself for what's to come? Right? So everything's gonna last forever. It is very, very faulty to think that everything in our industry is gonna last forever. So whatever your number one lead generation pillar is, if it's a piece of technology, if it's social media, if it's a certain lead source, if it's where you buy leads, thinking that that's gonna last forever can bite you in the ass, plain and simple, right? Number two, the second biggest myth is that tools are the answer. If you just get more tools, that's the answer to your real estate business and to you reaching all of your goals. Tools, more CRMs, more apps, more email messaging stuff, more stuff to automate, communicating with your clients, more drip campaigns, more text messaging stuff, more technology to run your ads better, more like tools, just tools. Have a QR code on your listings now. Oh, have a 1-800 number, text number for your listings now. Oh, have this for have this IDX for your website now. Tools. The industry, time and time again, the whole time I've been in the industry, always says that tools are the answer. And you know what they don't say? They don't say that you getting better is the answer. They always say it's tools. It's always something outside of yourself that's the answer to your business doing better or to you withstanding whatever external forces are messing up what you have going on. It's always tools. And let me ask you something though. If tools have gotten better every year, every 6 months, every month, since I've been in the business since 2009, if tools have always gotten better, why do we still have so many broke real estate agents? Why do we still have so many broke realtors? Why do we still have so many people that ain't really making money? Why do we have so many people that aren't able to make a full-time income to provide for themselves and their family based on a real estate business? Why does it still take more than 3 years for your average realtor to make real money consistently? Like, right? Not in a quarter, but consistently, right? Like, why do we like if tools are the answer, why are the results not getting that much bigger? So let me share my screen real quick. Okay, let's look at something real quick. All right. Okay, let's look at this, right? So agent income, so income data from NAR, right? These are people that, we pay money to all the time, and they want us to do well, and they provide services and stuff like that to us, right? So they're pretty much going to tell us the truth when it comes to income, because they're not going to make them look less because they don't want many of you to quit, right? So let's look at this. So this is the median gross income of realtors. So people that pay all their fees, pay all their dues, all that kind of stuff, right? Of realtors, income earned from real estate activities was just under $50,000 in 2019, an increase from 41 or 42,000 in 2018. So that's great. So $50,000 was the average income from realtors. That could span from 1 year to you've been in the business for 50 years, right? And that's the average, right? So $50,000 is the average back in 2019, right? Right before COVID. Okay, let's keep looking. Those who function as sales agents typically reported, so those who function as just sales agents, okay? So typically reported a median income of $35,000. $35,000. Okay? I think you can make just as much or more working at McDonald's as you can having your real estate license. $35,000. Okay? It says an increase from $32,000 the previous year. All right. Now it says income was typically related to having experience, right? It says realtors with 16 years or more experience had a median gross income of $86,500, up from $71,000 the previous year. Okay. So you may look at this and say, okay, you may gauge where you're at, and I hope this helps, right? But let me show you what this means from my perspective, from my point of view. Okay. I see a couple of things. Okay. I see a couple of things. One, I like how they preface those with the medium gross income of realtors make at least 50,000 in 2019. I can tell you right now that's not everybody, because they're segmenting the group. They're trying to segment, okay, who's full time. They're trying to segment who pays all their dues and takes like all the continuing education classes, and it's more weighted to people that have more experience. Okay, but it is what it is. Okay, next, I look at the $35,000. I say, okay, that's probably those who have a sales agents. I don't believe that's including probably majority of the part-time people, but let's just say it includes everyone. So $35,000, okay? So that's what that is. Now, let's be real. $35,000 plus all the time you spend on gas money, gas, mileage, fees, all that kind of stuff, that number starts looking a lot smaller, right? And then those who have 16 years plus of experience have a median gross income of over $86,000. Here's my thing with this. Why does it take 16 years for someone to not even make six figures? You mean to tell me we got a whole bunch of people in real estate that have had their license for more than 16 years and they're still not making six figures in real estate? They're still not making over $100,000 a year in real estate, and they've been licensed for over 16 years? Are you kidding me? Apparently, things don't last forever. Apparently, tools are not the answer. Come on, guys. If tools were the answer and things last forever, don't you think people would be making more than $35,000 a year? Don't you think people would be making more than $50,000 a year? Don't you think people licensed more than 15 years would be making over $100,000 a year? They're not even making close to $100,000. They're making $85,000 a year, right? So what am I getting at? Myth debunked. Those aren't the answer. Okay, those are not the answer. So let me leave you. I know this video is a little bit long, but I really wanted to go a little bit deeper into this. And some of you guys aren't going to watch this video entirely, and some of you are. And so this is really for the people that really are reflecting on where their business is at mid-year and trying to figure out how they can make sure that their business this second year, that they either repeat what they did the first year, or that they do even better first half of the year, or they do even better the first half of the year. And those that know that at some point things are going to shift and change, and how do they make sure that they continue to progress and their business continue to grow regardless of what the market does or shifts, or what Facebook does, or what Zillow does, or whatever, however else they're getting business, right? So I want to leave you with these two things. Number one, here's what does help you prepare for what's to come, and whichever way the market decides to go. Number one, increasing your skill set. Increasing your skill set. And that's what we focus. That's what I focus on with my people, is increasing your skill sets. Skill sets transcend market. Skill sets transcend inflation. Skill sets transcend interest rates. Skill sets transcend what Facebook wants to do, right? Skill sets, transcend what Zillow wants to do, right? How much Zillow wants to charge you, how Instagram, how Facebook's algorithms working right now, YouTube's algorithms working right now. Skill sets transcend whether interest rates are low or whether interest rates are high, right? Skill sets transcend whether it's a seller's market or a buyer's market or investor's market. It transcends that, right? Skill sets help provide a true foundation for you and your business, that no matter what, you have now proven to have the ability to earn a professional income in real estate regardless of the market. My mentors, when I looked at how much their income was over the last 20, 30 years, it did not matter what the market did, their income always grew. Their income always grew, right? Did they have a couple months or times within the year that it may have dipped or something while they were adjusting, while they were pivoting? Yeah, of course at times, right? But when you look year over year, their income always grew. And so in the same way with my income has never gone backwards since I've gotten into real estate 2009. But it's not because I relied on that things are going to last forever, or the way things are, it's always going to be this good. And it's not because I relied on tools to be the pillars for my success, right? They're the icing on the top. They're the little, trolls on your kid's trolls cake, or the Disney figures on your kid's Disney birthday cake, right? That's what they are, right? They're the icing on the cake. But for the foundation, the meat and the potatoes, it's skill sets, right? So it doesn't matter where the economy goes, where the market goes, our business continues to flourish and grow. And the reason why we need more people right now is because our business is built on skill sets, right? So what are you doing to prepare yourself? I don't know what you're doing, but my recommendation is the number one thing you should be doing is increasing your skill set. While you're reaping in your harvest, while you're getting all the profits right now, while you're getting everything that you can get right now, make sure that you are increasing your skill sets before it's too late. Number two, are you increasing your value? Are you increasing your value? Okay. How do you know you're increasing your value? Here's how you know. Do all the people in your database, let me rephrase that, because some of you guys don't even work a database. Do all the people that you've helped buy or sell a home in the last 12 months, do they only think that they should reach out to you when they want to buy or sell a property? Do they only think they should reach out to you when they want to buy or sell a property, or when they know someone that wants to buy or sell a property? Is that the only time they think they should reach out to you, right? And this is for the people that have, let's say, you've done more than 10 deals in the last 6 months or 8 months or something like that, right? If your people only know to reach out to you, or only have a perception to reach out to you when they're ready to buy or sell a property, your value, in my opinion, is on the lower end of the value you could have in the marketplace. Okay. You want to be valuable to your clients, which means you want to provide value to your clients when it comes to their strengths, their interests, their goals, their needs, and their pains, right? So when your clients buy a home, I hope they don't think they should only contact you 5 years later when they're ready to sell their house, right? They should have the perception that if there's any uh, pains or issues going on with their real estate holdings, that they would at least communicate some of those things to you and maybe reach out to you for contacts or resources and get your opinion on things, right? If they're not getting your opinion on things, it's because they don't look at you as a trusted advisor. And if they're not looking at you as a trusted advisor, then guess what? If someone else comes along and all of a sudden just builds a better relationship with them within the next 5 years than you did, because you didn't talk to them, since 5 years ago or 3 years ago or 2 years ago, whatever, they're going to just go with that person. Because if all your clients look at you, I'm just keeping it real. If your clients only look at you as a door opener, right? If your clients just look at you as a door opener, your value is low. Just because you got paid a lot to be a door opener does not mean that your level of value to your clients is very high, right? And if your level of value is low, then your security in doing multiple business with them in the future is on the lower end of things. Okay, because don't get it twisted. Remember, guys, like I think it's like 70-80% of clients say that they would not mind doing business again with the realtor that helped them last time. But the reason why they didn't do business with them again was just because they didn't stay in touch, and someone else they felt could do just as good of a job as they could, which means the value that you provided, even though you helped them and they're happy and everyone's singing and dancing, the day they closed on their property or the day they sold their property, the value that they perceive that you helped them with is very low, right? So value, can you become more valuable to your clients, to your database, to your referral partners, to your community? Can you become more valuable? Because if you increase your skill sets, if you become more valuable, guys, you are now setting yourself up to be prepared to handle whatever shifts, whatever pivots the market forces you to make. As the market changes, you're going to be okay, because there's a lot of things happening. Technology is changing every 6 months, every 3 to 6 months. Zillow's changing. Facebook is changing, Instagram's changing, YouTube is doing things that change. What else? What else? What else? The market is changing. The iBuyers are changing. The government's talking about keeping interest rates, raising interest rates, inflation, supply chain. Like, so many things are happening, right? The foreclosure memorandums are going to be ending this year. There may be more inventory hitting the market later on. Like, so many things are changing, right? So what are you doing to prepare to make sure that you are still prospering as you move forward over these next 1 to 3 years, especially? And so I hope this helps. I know it's a long video, but like I said, this really isn't for the masses, really for those of you that are reflecting on your own business, that are making sure you're getting what you're getting. Maybe you've been so focused on getting your harvest and enjoying the growth of your business and all the money you're making right now, that you can be honest with yourself and say, you know what, you're right. I'm not making sure that I'm building my skill sets. I'm not making sure I'm becoming more valuable in the marketplace, to make sure that even if the market shifts, that my income doesn't go down, right? That my income continues, my business, my income continue to progress and go up, right? And for those of you that are doing well, and those of you that have been in real estate for a little bit, and you're doing well, you're working your business, but you know you need some additional support. You know you need some additional pillars to solidify your business and what could happen in the next couple of years. That's what this is about. So I hope this is helpful. There's those of you that want to talk more about increasing skill sets, increasing how you can be more valuable in the marketplace, feel free to reach out, and I'll talk to you guys soon.